Hello, boys and girls. This is your spelling lesson for the week. We are in spelling sort number 19. If you look on your assignment sheet, it's going to tell you the workbook pages, the spelling sort number, and the envelope of the colored pencils that you're going to need. For the new students, you're going to need to cut the words out individually and then go through the chart with us as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Go ahead and open up your envelope, lay all the words out in front of you so that you can see everything. This week we are going to have, well, not this week, we're going to have a spelling test on Tuesday. You always have a spelling test on Tuesday. And this week we are not going to be doing the sort because it made no sense for me to do the sort, because if you look at the chart, you know that if the word begins with an A, it's going to go in that column. And so it just didn't make sense to me to do the chart this week. So you're going to be doing a straight spelling test on Tuesday. However, I want to go through the chart together because it's important for you to see the basis of the words and the sounding and the prefixes in this case of the words. So now that you've got all of your words out in front of you, and as always, if I'm going too fast for you, stop the video, get everything together, and then you can start back up again. We are going to do the first column, the orange column first, and these are words that begin with the letter A, as in again. All right, so the very first word I want you to find is I want you to find the word another. Look for another. You know it goes in this column because why? Hello, it starts with an E. So it's going to be another. So after you get done, you put another on your chart. You can go ahead and glue them down if you want to, because since we're not doing the sorting part, it's not necessary for you to practice the sorting part. So if you want to go ahead and glue them down, I'm okay with that. So you found the word another, so you're going to place it down. And I want you to take your orange colored pencil, and I want you to highlight why we put it in that part of the chart. We put it in that part of the chart because it begins with an A. So I want you to highlight the letter A in orange. Now, look through the rest of your words, and I want you to find all of the words that begin with the A. Hint, you're going to fill up this entire column. So it shouldn't be hard for you to find them because they're all the words that begin with the letter A. So after you find them, you should have the words aboard, against, afraid, a while, allowed, agenda, among, astonish. All of those begin with A. So it should be fairly easy. Some of those words you shouldn't have problems with. You've been spelling them forever. All right. But after you get done with finding all of those words, I want you to go back and I want you to highlight all the A's in each one of those words, the beginning A, with your orange colored pencil. That's why they're in that column on our chart. They all begin with the letter A. Now, as always, it does not matter if your words are in the same order as mine. You just need to make sure they're in that column. All right, after you get done with that, let's move on to the next column, the green column. And we are looking for words that begin with the D-E, debate. All right? You're going to find some words that sound like D. It's going to start with the D sound, but they are D-I instead of D-E. I always say debate, all right? But some people say debate, and so it sounds like an I sound. But we're only looking for words that begin with the D-E at the beginning. And so the very first word I want you to find is the word desire. Desire. After you find the word desire, go ahead and glue it to your chart. And I want you to take your green colored pencil and I want you to highlight the D-E in that word. That's why it's in that column, because it starts with the D-E. After you're done doing that, I want you to look through the rest of your words that are laying on your desk, and I want you to find all the words that begin with D-E. You're going to have, I think, maybe a couple that start with D-I, they're not going to go there. They're going to go in the oddball column, but we'll get that at the end. I need for you to find all the words that begin with DE. So if you want to go ahead and stop the video and then start it back up when you find them, that would be great. All right. Now that you've found all of your DE words, you should have found degree, develop, defend, delete, depend, decision. All right, all of those begin with the DE. That's why we put them in that column. And I want you to take your green colored pencil and I want you to highlight all the DEs that make the D sound at the beginning of those words. All right. We're almost done. You should have very few words left, and they should be pretty obvious where they go. So next what I want you to do is I want you to find the word between. Starts with the B-E. That's why it's in that column, between. Once you get it down, go ahead and glue it down, and I want you to highlight the B-E with your red colored pencil. That's why it's in that column. So go ahead and look at the rest of the words that are on your table and decide which ones go there. It should be fairly straightforward. This is why we're not doing the swords, because it's pretty obvious what columns they belong in. So go ahead and stop the video if you need to and come back. All right, now that you're back, you should have found behavior, beforehand, beneath, believe, because, begun. I think this is the hardest column. I think the A column, the very first column, is the easiest column, but I think the B column, the BE column, is probably the harder ones to spell. So those are your words. They all go in that column because they all start with the BE at the beginning. Now I want you to take your red colored pencil and highlight the BE in each one of those words. Now you should have very few words left, so I want you to go ahead and put those over in the oddball column. They're going to be divide, direct. See, some people say direct, divide. Okay, I say di, so I'm not really sure why they're even in this lesson, but divide, direct, and upon. You notice that it has the same sound as in like aboard, another, against, but it's spelled with the U. That's why they've put it in the oddball column, is because it belongs over there and not in the first column, because all those words start with an A. All right, this is your spelling for the week. You have a test on Tuesday, no sorting, right? And please do not turn in your sort chart until the following Tuesday. The day of your spelling test is when your chart needs to come in. Some of you guys turn your chart in on Friday, and I know Mrs. Hughes hasn't been here, and so I've been sending home the man, and because you've sent it in early, I don't know that, because that was something that she did, and I'm not keeping track of that. So you might get a man because you've sent it in early, and I either sent it back or I've kept it. And just do what the assignment sheet says. Turn it in on the same day as your test, which will be Tuesday. All right. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow. Or I guess I'll see you Thursday.